To pretend that other people don't exist is so silly to me. To not give shout outs to people is so silly to me. Like, why would you not want the YouTube knife community to grow as large as possible? What's going on, guys? It's Friday, wrapping up my shift here. Man, yesterday was about a 15-and-a-half-hour day. Crazy. Today's going on just about 12 hours. Had to do my beer run. Here's a mixed case. Also picked a movie up for my wife and I. Have you guys seen this one yet? We stay so far behind on movies that we can still catch good movies in Redbox for $1, so it's cheaper. Plus, truth be told, I'd rather be at my house, drinking whatever I want to drink. You know, kick back. If you have to pause it to go to the bathroom, you do that. You know, it's fun. I like being at home. Kind of a homebody. Love being with the family and my wife, just spending time together. So I'm just showing you guys what I picked up. Just by chance, this mixed case is mostly North Carolina. This one's by the Foothills. I've been in that brewery a bunch of times. We deliver there. This one's also by Foothills. If you guys want beer reviews, is that something you'd be interested in? I don't know. I have no plans on it, but if somebody wanted it, I could do that. Here's the Duck Rabbit Milk Stout. This is also North Carolina. Where's this one from? Farmville, North Carolina. Haven't tried that yet. Here's a seasonal beer. I've got another 3 or 4 bottles of the Dogfish Head Pumpkin, I believe they call it. Pumpkin beers, they're a novelty. They're fun. You know, I'm going to try this one out. Again, not a North Carolina beer. Let me know if you've had that one, what you think. North Carolina. This is Highland. This is from Asheville, North Carolina. Black Mocha Stout. Interested in that. I've been seeing some like darker stouts with like a chocolatey mocha coffee thing going on. I hadn't tried this one yet. Should be interesting. And then I've been really wanting to try this one, just never picked it up. So I figured a mixed case would be the time to do that. Here's the Torpedo Extra IPA. Love IPAs. And this happens also to be Mills River, North Carolina. Also packaged in Chico, California. So anyway, should be fun. Also, have you guys seen this yet? The Coney Island Hard Root Beer. I think by now most of you guys have probably tried that Not Your Father's root beer. I still have a bottle of that. Might be fun to do a face-off of this Coney Island. I've heard this has a little bit more vanilla and not as sweet. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. Let's do the EDC dump. Still carrying that Delica. Love it. Love the performance of it. That's what's really got me addicted to this thing right now. The very thin, flat ground ZDP blade. And then paired up with that handle. It's great. Not going to be for everybody. It's, you know, pretty expensive. You're into small Sabenza territory. By the time you put the clip on it, by the time you get done with everything. I enjoy it though. This is a true everyday carry item for me. This is the Hinderer pen. Again, my money clip. Another everyday carry thing. And pairing up really well with my thin blade is my Rexford Rut. Again, not for everybody, but I really like that prying capability. Should I need to pry open one of the wine crates of Bordeaux, bottle opener will be useful tonight. And if you got to cut some cardboard, you know, like a case cut for a display on some wine boxes, it's a good option. Again, not going to be for everybody, but it does work really well for me. So that's all that really counts, right? And I'm just being honest. It's expensive for what it is. We've already been over that 1,000 times. Alright, so I'm making this video 4 minutes in. I think we've already covered a lot of ground. For XiuXiu, what are the numbers at the end of his name? I forget. Anyways, Carter is back. That's a good thing. Some people, I'm not going to say any names, kind of don't do shout outs. And they pretend like other YouTube personalities don't exist. If you notice in my videos, not on purpose, but I don't pretend. I'm not the only one. I hope I'm not the only one that you guys are watching for reviews and your knife entertainment. And I'd be letting a lot of people down. It's always good to have a bunch of different reference points. So I may really love the Delica. Somebody else may say, the backlock's outdated and it's just not for them. You know, they only like titanium frame locks. Whatever, you know. So it's always good to get a few different points of view on things. And that's everything. And the more people that are making videos, right? Follow my logic. The more people that are making videos, the more of a reason that you should have to log in and see, you know, who made the video, you know, or who's got a video up. That would be the better way to say that. To pretend that other people don't exist is so silly to me. To not give shout outs to people is so silly to me. Like, why would you not want the YouTube knife community to grow as large as possible? If more people are making videos, hopefully that gives you a reason to log in. And I think the YouTube community needs to make a big comeback because it's not going anywhere. Back to why I wanted to make this video. Wanted to update you guys. Also wanted to try to cover Juju's question that he had. It wasn't even really a question, it was more of a statement. He wanted to know if knife makers lists are kind of tradition, if knife makers stick to them, and I can't speak to that. I'm not there at this point of my knife career yet. But me personally, how I feel, okay? I think it's so much better, and I may get some hate for this, but this is how I feel. I think it's so much better when knife makers do not have a list. Okay, for one, lists are very hard to keep up with. They're very hard to deliver the final product. I know this just from trying to keep a customizing knife list, and I think that is a totally separate thing than a knife maker list. A lot of makers, 99% of them, who are super creative artists, and they do much better if you just let them go and go wild, you know. Let them do whatever they want to do. Personally, again, and it may catch some hate, but this is just how I feel, I really like the way Tough Thumbs did it. Jeff did it really smart. He did like, and I don't know, truthfully, I don't know if he still has a list or not. But from what I understand is he took like the top 20, 25 people, and you know, it was kind of invitation only. He asked them if they wanted a custom knife made, that first Tannic, and made that knife exactly or as close as he could to their specs, from what I understand. You know, and those 25 guys got their knives, and then he just started going crazy and start doing everything that he wanted to do. And to me, you know, to give him that creative freedom as an artist, and I'm not just talking about him. There's a lot of knife makers who, if they want to try some crazy anodizing or some crazy carving or a flipper or a non-flipper, they have all that creative freedom to do that. A list can lock you down and take it, like Anzo and his 67 pattern. Do you guys remember that? I think it was a 67. If he got locked down, could you imagine being locked down for 2 years? He's got a 2-year wait, and every person on that list wanted an Anzo 67 exactly the way that they wanted it. He had no freedom to do the kind of grinds that he wanted stuff. Anzo would not be the same maker that he is today if he wasn't allowed to grow, to create and explore all these different ideas, you know. So I think a list kind of locks you down to what you've done in the past, and it's not a bad thing, but I don't think it's good for the custom knife community as a whole. You know, you're going to see a lot more creative work, a lot more innovation from guys who are allowed to push themselves, you know. And then what they do with that at the end of that, what I mean is selling. You know, do they auction it off on Instagram? Do they have a lottery via Facebook, or they just show up to a show with a table? You know, I can't say. I have no experience in that, but I can offer a little bit of advice. You know, never, ever, from nobody, pay totally upfront for anything. This is just coming from me. Again, may catch hate, but I don't believe you should ever pay for even a customized knife job, a nuke job. I've never, some people have, paid all the way up front, but I would never, ever in a million years require payment up front. 100% payment up front. Seems so wrong to me, but so many guys operate that way. You know, why in the heck? Okay, let's even flip that around to why would you pay a maker, especially a brand new maker, 100% of the knife up front? It blows my mind, and maybe some of those guys have preyed on people that are new to the custom knife scene, but that's not the way it's supposed to be. We have seen that in YouTube go terribly wrong, you know, and everybody knows who I'm talking about. He took a lot of money from a lot of people and never delivered one knife. Terrible. And everybody thought that guy was a good guy. That guy offered his home to me when we went to Blade Show. And it's tough to even look in the camera and say that, but he did a lot of people very wrong. And I do have, I can't even speak right. I have zero respect for somebody like that. None. Absolutely none. To screw people out of money like that and then completely disappear, answer no emails, never make a video. The videos that he did make were selling stuff on there. That's terrible, and it makes all of us as YouTubers look bad, and I don't appreciate it. And I know I've got friends who have been taken for money. You know, that's a rant video in and of itself. I think it's terrible. But to protect you guys who are watching this, do not pay for a knife up front. If you are, know that that could possibly be gone and that guy disappear. Hopefully it doesn't. Hopefully if you're doing that, it's for a friend and you understand that it's to get him started and you're doing him a big favor. That's 100% power into one guy's hand. That's not fair. That's not the way things should be done, you know. But to protect yourself, don't pay for knives up front 100%. Now I can see if it's a Damascus build and you've got a $300 worth of Damascus on it, and then you have S110V for the blade, you know, and you got titanium hardware, you've got a carved clip on there, you know, I can understand putting the material cost down. I can even understand if you're going that crazy, 50% down. But never ever pay 100% down. I'm not even sure if I answered Juju's question. Are knife lists outdated? I think they are. Why should a knife maker be stuck to that 2-year-old price, you know? What if, you know, a new maker, and I don't want to say any names, come out, they got pretty hot within 2 years. Why should they still be selling that same knife for $500-600 when now their knives regularly bring second market prices of $1,000+? You know, I don't think that the collector or the retailer should be making more than the knife maker does on that piece. It's not right to me. Do I think that every knife from the knife maker should be auctioned off? I don't know. You know, I don't know what the proper response is to that. That's a real tough one. Personally, I don't think they should, but I can understand if that knife is worth that, then why should they not get every penny? They put in the blood, sweat, and tears. They put their money out there to make that stunning piece. If that Rexford goes for $25, boy, that'd be nice. If it goes for $25,000, it's crazy, but it's art. It's a one-off art piece, you know? The person with the deepest pocket's gonna get that. That's life, you know? Can we sit around and be jealous that someone can afford a $25,000 knife? I don't think so. I'm not jealous. I'm happy for him, you know? Happy for the maker. If that buyer thought that that piece was worth that, Obviously, it got ran up to that price because multiple people were bidding on it, you know, and then that price was paid for it. Yeah, it's crazy, but that's just life, you know. It's just the way it is, especially when it's supply and demand. When you have one of something that's one piece in the whole world, the price, who knows what it could be, you know. It depends on the maker, you know, and how rare the material is that they made it out of, you know. There's a lot of variables why a knife could run up that high, you know. And there's a good argument to be made. Could one knife ever be worth that? Probably not, you know. If you really look at what materials are worth, what somebody's time's worth, you know, probably not. But it did sell for that, so it's what it is.